Insider notes from NFL Combine Day 4. Concerns on Sam Darnold, Travis Hunter's WR potential, Eagles' potential Mekhi Becton replacement, and more. There is non-stop talk about veteran quarterbacks at the Combine, and where the likes of Aaron Rodgers as well as Sam Darnold will end up. And one small school offensive lineman is getting a lot of buzz here in Indianapolis before he's even worked out for teams. I tackle both topics and more in this version of updated news from the 2025 NFL Combine. Questions regarding Sam Darnold. One of the big questions entering the Combine is, where does Sam Darnold end up this season? The 2018 first-round pick of the New York Jets, who busted with the franchise after Adam Gase took over and then moved around the league, turned in a sensational season with the Minnesota Vikings in 2024. Despite this, many are concerned over the thin body of success Darnold has had in the NFL, which is why teams are not falling over one another to sign him. The belief is that the other dominoes, those being Matthew Stafford and Aaron Rodgers, needed to fall into place before we got more clarity on where Darnold may end up. One of those dominoes fell earlier Friday, as Stafford is staying with the Rams, the decision he had to make in my opinion. The other domino may take some time given the past history of Rodgers, though it's been reported that the New York Giants have already reached out to the former Jets and Packers quarterback. Travis Hunter not a top pass catcher? It's interesting, but several teams have rated the top 4 pass catchers in this year's draft as tight ends Colston Loveland of Michigan and Tyler Warren of Penn State, and receivers Tyrone McMillan of Arizona and Emeka Egbuka from Ohio State, in no particular order. This means several teams now grade Egbuka over Luther Burden of Missouri. It also means that these teams don't rank Travis Hunter as a pass catcher, which is insane to me. Again, the list is in no order other than naming the best pass catchers in the draft according to certain teams. Why players are slipping at Lucas Oil Stadium? Could you notice all the players slipping in position drills Thursday? I'm told Lucas Oil Stadium laid down a new turf after the 2024 season, and the Combine is the initial event on this refurbished field, leading to a very slippery condition. North Dakota State Bison Oat Gray Zabel impresses. Offensive lineman Gray Zabel of North Dakota State does not work out until Sunday, yet he has built a huge buzz at the Combine, with many believing he could end up in the late stages of round 1. After being graded as a late-round pick before the season, Zabel had a terrific senior campaign, then dominated during 3 days of Senior Bowl practice. Teams love his versatility and the fact that he steps up in the big spot. Before the Senior Bowl, Zabel dominated the Colorado Buffalo edge rushers during the first game of the season. Philadelphia Eagles possible Mekhi Becton replacement. So where could Zabel end up? People tell me to keep an eye on the Philadelphia Eagles with the final pick of the first round. If the team cannot re-sign Mekhi Becton, and they'll have to work the budget to bring the 2020 first-round pick back, as I reported Thursday, they'll have a hole at right guard. The feeling is that Zabel could fill that void and eventually take over for Lane Johnson at right tackle. And we know Howie Roseman of the Eagles loves to draft offensive linemen and does a great job of it. NY Jets future at quarterback. People who have met with the New York Jets tell me the team is ready to go into the season with Tyrod Taylor as its starting quarterback, but the Jets will look to draft their signal caller of the future on day 2 of this year's draft. Taylor's history is one where he's had great success as a spot starter in the league. NY Jets stance on Tony Adams. The expectations are that the Jets will tender safety Tony Adams with the hopes of keeping him on the roster, and I'm told the 4th-year player would like to return to the green and white. They look at the way new head coach Aaron Glenn used his defensive backs and safeties while defensive coordinator in Detroit, and believe Adams would be a great fit for that scheme. Specifically, they look at Kirby Joseph, who had 9 interceptions and broke up 11 passes for the Lions last year, and envision Adams in that role. Watch out for Oregon Ducks RB Jordan James. When the running backs take to the field and work out Saturday, keep an eye on Jordan James of Oregon. Presently holding a second-round grade on my board, James' times in recent training have been blistering and include 40s that have clocked in the low 4.4s and 10-yard split times under 1.5 seconds.